Nick had many loves in his life over the 800 years that he existed. What would be one of Nick's? Who would be Nick's greatest love? Would it be Geraint or Natalie? I think that the great thing about Geraint is she was a partner. She would show Nick. They shared things and many years and many different incarnations. But the thing about Natalie, I think, that makes her maybe the more special, or not different, but she represents what he could become. She represents the other side of the coin. And I think maybe for that, it's a kind of we want what we can't have kind of thing. So I think it's a tough one. Jim, how would you?
I'd answer Natalie.
He's just jumping right in at Natalie.
Natalie in a heartbeat.
Okay, we're going to go
Natalie
to
with a heartbeat.
Natalie with a heartbeat. I think Forever Knight's overall theme and message is one of redemption. And it's just, I don't think that. I think it's a person seeking redemption. I don't think that there is an overall message to that, but I think that thematically what we tried to explore were things like belief. You know, do you, in basic beliefs, do you believe that there's an afterlife? Do you believe there's not? Do you do you believe that you're responsible for what you do in a larger basis? They're really pretty much. There are a lot of them are theological questions, and then moral issues, and that's what we explored. But I don't think you can point to one theme. Thematically, it's about redemption.
I used to joke around saying it was morality and mortality.
Yeah, that's good. Go ahead.
Why did Nick and Natalie not end up together? Well, there was one of the reasons Nick and Natalie didn't end up together is because the show was canceled. That's one of them. Is that not correct? But also, if it's like any running storyline, that if you do bring them together, what happens? That requires Nick to become human, sort of show over, really, isn't it? Or Natalie to become a vampiress, would show over, really. So I think maybe.
I believe they in the ending, and I'm not sure the ending we finally wound up with. I'd almost have to review how we closed out the series.
It's very sort of.
It was iffy because they wouldn't let us go the full way.
Yeah.
But in I remember writing the script and the original way that we wanted to end it. And they made it leave us a little open because they said, well, we may come back with a 2-hour movie, so you can't kill them. But I wanted the show to end with them together. But with them together, and this gets back to the fundamental theme of the show, I wanted them to get back together in trusting that there's something beyond life. And so in the final scene of the picture, Nick takes Natalie's blood, finally, and kills her, and Lacroix runs a stake through Nick, and so and therefore it sort of tied up everything. It released Lacroix. It was Lacroix releasing Nick from their mutual bind together, because Lacroix was the vampire who brought Nick across into it, and so ending that sort of father-son relationship, love relationship, while at the same time giving Nick what he wanted, which was death, possibly immortality on a different plane with the woman that he loved. So.
And it was rather interesting also because we were filming that. Was it the last day? Then you got that call saying, no, don't kill them.
Yes, that was right up until the last minute. You can't kill them.
Yeah, so it was odd because I was directing that one, and you're going, do we no kill? Kill.
The fans, by the way, just hated that ending.
Oh yeah, they hated the show. That last one.
That ending was just.
It was a bit bogus. Nice crane shot though. Sorry. Someone's asking about what happened to Nick's caddy at the end of the show. We had 3 of them. There was the hero caddy, there was the support caddy, and there was the one that sort of did drive-bys or whatever. All 3 were purchased by a gentleman in the States. Not Kentucky, or I'm thinking Kentucky, for the silliest amount. I'm at $28,000 for all 3. I remember that.
You know, and what's really weird is that my wife
loved them.
My wife would not forgive me.
Yeah.
She wanted me to buy one of the ones, and she was pricing out restoration and what the thing, and then this guy bought him, and I said that let's let him go. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was just-
gosh. Great deal.
yeah, I know.
Whoever it is.
She
good
really
on you.
wanted that. Yeah.
Should have done it. Yeah, well, we're talking about the name of the show because it was funny because although I thought it was, sort of weird, Nick Knight, but I love that name. But then the CBS didn't.
No, what is funny?
Nick at Night.
They had. Well, it was because of Nick at Night, and they also had another character on that late night.
Max Headroom?
No, there was another character on one of the late night for primetime things. Anyway, crime time for prime time, past prime time, whatever they call that thing. Anyway, there was another character who was named Nick, and so they said we really don't want you to point up. You don't have to change his name, but would you please change the title? So what we did is we had this big sheet on a bulletin board in the production office in Canada, and we invited the crew to submit names, and the winner was the man sitting next to me.
Yes.
Forever Night won.
I must have been such a pain in the ass. I kept on calling you all the time. Hey, Jim, I got another one. Got another one. If Forever Night ever was to come back, and it actually, we haven't for a while, but we have talked about it because it was such a pleasant experience. What did we do? Gosh, can you remember what we used to talk about?
I don't know.
I think we were going to move it. Remember, we said let's move it somewhere else so you could start a little afresh. Although I think what people want to see, if anyone was to redo it again, I think you'd have to honor the bits that people actually enjoy, which some of the relationships therefore would have to be maintained. The Natalie Nick thing, the Lacroix thing. I mean, those are.
I would love to. I'd love to
things.
bring John Kapelos back.
Oh, yeah,
too,
Cap.
except we killed him.
Yeah, but yeah.
He comes back as a vampire.
Yeah, right.
But I just love that relationship.
the whole
Writing that
cast.
relationship is so much fun.
It would be great. I'd love.
And Jeanette. I mean, it's like
Forever Night as a love boat.
Yeah.
Just bring them
it
all
would have been
back.
fun.
It'd be great. It would be very difficult. I think it would be darker, don't you? If it was going to be done now, it would be a darker
If we were going
show.
to do it now, it'd be much darker. Yeah.